Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we examine news from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions on how to have an amazing connection with our city and with each other here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English speaking locals. Today is Monday, November 27th. It's Cyber Monday north of the border, so it might be a good day to go shopping online, maybe, maybe not. I did some shopping on Friday. I may take another look. But it is a pleasure to see you today. I hope you had a great weekend. I had an amazing weekend. I hope yours was awesome as well. And of course, as always, we welcome those that are watching live for the first time. We welcome everyone, of course, but if you're watching live for the first time and you wish to let us know, please write the word new in your comment and we'll give you a nice little welcome to the cluster. And if there's something really important that you're thinking about that you want to let us know, adding a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment goes a long way. It's useful. That's what I'm trying to say. It's useful to find your comment later on today. I don't see any cues just yet, so we might as well jump directly into this morning's news choices, which include the fact that whale watching season is less than 2 weeks away, and local tour providers are hurrying to update their certification in order to be able to provide this very popular seasonal activity. It's worth remembering that only sanctioned vessels are able to provide whale watching tour guides. So in order to be able to do that, over 200 participants from guides, captains, and administrative personnel underwent mandatory certification, according to this news note. And we have already read about a handful of whale sightings out there in the bay, but the season does not officially begin until December 8th. So if somebody offers you a chance to go whale watching on December 5th or 6th, then you are not abiding by the law. Food for thought. And if you work primarily from home, you may want to know about new laws going into effect in December. Hello, Muffin. This applies to you, I think. New laws that provide additional protections and obligations for your employer to consider moving forward. For example, employees working from home are entitled to proportional compensation for providing their own computer, electricity, internet access, and telephone service. Workers should also have an adequate environment at home to be able to perform their work. Of course, there are many details in this article, including the fact that the changes in law were originally published in the Federal Journal back on June 9 and scheduled to go into effect on December 9. You must be doing at least 40% of your work from home and not from your office in order to apply for these changes. And, I forgot to change the name of this news item. This doesn't have anything to do with laws protecting home workers. It should say something different up there, and I'm going to tell you what this is about. Let's see. This past November 23rd was the 50th anniversary of the death of acclaimed Mexican composer José Alfredo Jiménez. Jimenez was born in the state of Guanajuato in 1926 and is highly regarded for some of the most popular mariachi and ranchero songs in the repertoire, including El Rey, Un Mundo Raro, and Te Solté la Rienda. So this gave me an epiphany, but first, the news. The news is Guanajuato Governor Diego Rodríguez Vallejo has signed a bill that declares the composer's works as intangible heritage for the state or from the state of Guanajuato. And that is the news. But as far as the epiphany, it occurs to me that some of you have expressed curiosity about some of the popular singers in Mexico. But I personally think that a presentation of Mexico's preeminent songwriters might be interesting to some of you. as you will be able to connect with songs that you probably already know or heard, but you will be able to connect them to their composer. So if this idea intrigues you for an upcoming topic in my music appreciation presentations, please write the word composer by itself in a comment, and I'll get a sense as to whether this tickles your fancy or not. I am presently looking for topics for the months of January and February, as I already have dates assigned for future music appreciation presentations. And we wrap up the news block with questions about Mayor Michel's commitment to corruption in town. Tribuna de la Bahía has published a scathing paper trail report regarding the city's administrative mayor, Rafael Rodriguez, who we reported a few weeks ago. He apparently has his wife and a son on the city payroll, and Mayor Michel has done nothing to prevent this from being addressed. I think Mayor Michel made a statement saying, yes, he should be fired, but then the guy said something along the lines of, well, if you fire me, I will put your dirty laundry out to dry. So one way to look at it is it just doesn't look good. I won't give you details on the paper trail, but it just doesn't look good for Mayor Michel, particularly since I also read this morning that the Morena party, or the party that Michel represents, has decided they are going to only submit one candidate for the next mayor of Puerto Vallarta, and that candidate, everything seems to indicate, will be our current mayor, Mayor Michel. So we'll see what happens there. Not much we can do about that at this time, but let's take a look at the weather. We cannot do much about the weather either, but at least we can be informed as to what to expect. It's partly smurfing cloudy. What do you want me to do about it, says Snarky Weatherman. It is 26 degrees right now. Humidity is back up at 61. And our weather forecast for today says that we will enjoy overcast skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a high of 29 and a low of 21. Tomorrow, Tuesday, will be a humid day with mostly cloudy skies, a high of 31 and a low of 22. And Wednesday, we'll enjoy mostly clear skies in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 31 and a low of 21. Yay. And I'm seeing a bunch of you getting excited about composers. So that gives me an idea to put together 5 great Mexican composers. And maybe we'll take a look at two songs from each. We'll see what we do. Moving right along, I have good news. Well, these are hopeful news. In 1958, let me set this up. In 1958, acclaimed soprano Maria Callas gave a legendary performance in Paris that was filmed in black and white at the time and now has been mastered in color and has been improved in visual and audio quality. And it is making the rounds in movie theaters, and Cinemex, which is one of the local 2 multiplex companies here in Puerto Vallarta, has announced that it will be presented starting on December 2nd. But will it come to Puerto Vallarta? This is still a mystery and a frustrating one. You see, the national websites for the film companies Cinépolis and Cinemex, they always have a tab that says upcoming films. But when it says upcoming films, that does not necessarily mean that the local multiplex operators will choose to screen them. Now, traditionally, anything that has been, and I'm generalizing, I shouldn't, but whenever films have this more artistic or less commercial nature, it seems like the local theaters are reluctant to screen them, at least for one day. So we miss out on a bunch of things that get premiered in larger cities, but maybe the film companies don't think we are smart enough for some of their films, or sensitive or enlightened, or I don't know. All I can say is this could be coming to one of the 3 Cineplexes in town. I mean, Cinemexes in town. There is one at Plaza Caracol, there is one at Plaza Peninsula, and there is one at Macro Plaza. If Callas's concert is screened in town, you know I'm definitely going to be there. Hopefully, they will screen it at least one day. I'll keep my eyes open on this one. But if you happen to read something to that effect, please keep me posted. Something similar can be said for the beautiful film that Bradley Cooper has put together honoring the life of Leonard Bernstein. Maestro is the name of the film. It will be premiered in theaters somewhere, but since it's also going soon to Netflix, I believe it's going to Netflix this coming month, there is no chance that we'll see it on the big screen here in town. And for me, that is just unfortunate. But how can you be sad about things like that when there's this new creature that I had a chance to meet yesterday? I read online that our dear friend Gina from Whiskey Kitchen had adopted a little baby girl to keep Harry company at the restaurant, and her name is Gracie Ray. And I went to meet her yesterday, and she was absolutely adorable, adorable. Also yesterday, I received this awesome photograph from my friend Saul, who ended up going with our friend Pat. The two of them went to the Ascale restaurant that I mentioned on my Saturday walk, and they enjoyed it very much. And it always makes my day when I actually learn that you have pursued one or any of the things that we mention here at Coffee and Headlines. So thank you very much for sharing that photograph. And thank you very much for being curious about the things that I present. That totally makes my day. Last but not least, of course, tomorrow is the big day for our Day of the Dead benefit for Ruta Mushi, Puerto Vallarta's History Museum. It's going to be tomorrow at 5 o'clock at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. It is going to be the usual 300 pesos, but this time around, all the monies, 100% of all the monies will go to this very important local nonprofit. And the icing on the cake is our friend Gina has agreed to cater a small meet and greet after the event so that you can actually meet Carla Moreno, the woman that spearheads the bus, the History Museum bus. So your 300 pesitos will go to a good cause, and you'll even get a chance to eat something wonderful and have a cocktail or two. So how can you go wrong? What would help me a great deal is if you see it posted between today and tomorrow, please forward it. I will put it on the Facebook page for Coffee and Headlines as a reminder this afternoon. If you are so kind to forward this to all your friends and loved ones, I would really, really appreciate it. It's not for me. It is for a great cause that I'm happy and proud to try to do a little something so we can help Ruta Mushi meet their financial needs. Of course, you know, a bus needs maintenance. It needs a place to be stored. There have to be employees that need to be paid, and the people that put together the exhibitions which get changed every month. So this is all very important. And of course, with December around the corner, I happen to know that December's exhibition on the bus has everything to do with the churches of Puerto Vallarta, and that should be a fascinating topic to learn more about. And with that said, let me find our Chit Chat screen, and here we go. And let's find out what you are up to this beautiful morning. Oh, and to make things even better this weekend, I finished a blanket that I had been working on off and on for the last year and a half. So it's done. It's a big, big, big blanket. So I'm very, very happy. Let's see. I see a lot of comments. I don't see many cues, but I see a bunch of people saying composer, composer, composer. I love it. I will put my list of Mexican composers together, and I'll pick some of the songs. That'll be so much fun. Let's see. Oh my God. Gracie Ray is adorable. She is, and she's so mild tempered. I held her up like a little baby, and she just fell asleep on my shoulder. It was absolutely sweet. And Harry seems to get along with her just fine, which is even better. I see Dale is in the house. And that makes me happy because Dale, I'm gonna be at Yarn Benders this afternoon. Yarn Benders, if you like to crochet or knit, there's gonna be a meeting at the pizza restaurant that is located right under La Comer at 5 o'clock today. This is the one time a month afternoon get together that I can get to, so I'm excited about that. Question: when do we get to see the blanket? It's over there. But I promise I will show it tomorrow. Luisa wants to see the blanket as well. I could get up, but you would see my undies, and you don't want to see that. You really don't. I'll bring it with me tomorrow, and I'll show it to you. Oh, and I also wanted to show you, as I mentioned over the weekend, this whole business of printing your photographs online and being able to send them directly to Farmacias Guadalajara was so much fun. There's me sleeping or pretending to be asleep with Luna, and here's typical Luna when I'm about to change the sheets. Yes, there she is, and the photos are glossy, which is not my preference, but they're very nicely printed. Here's Luna on the couch defending her territory. So it's nice to know that you can now use the website that we announced on Saturday to send your photos directly to your Farmacia Guadalajara of choice. And next time you are in the vicinity, you can go pick them up. This is for 4x6s. I don't know that other farmacias, I don't know that the options in prints vary from farmacia to farmacia, but I was able to print 4x6s, which is fine by me. And with that said, I think we've gotten to the end of your comments. No, Luisa, you don't get to see my undies. Sorry. Oh, and Brian says, we had pictures printed at Office Depot, paid online, and they were ready that afternoon. Oh, I'm going to have to try that just to make a comparison of services. Thank you so much for the tip. And this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. Happy Monday. I hope you have a great start of the week. I have all kinds of exciting things going on today that I'm looking forward to, and I hope you do as well. Enjoy the weather. It is absolutely wonderful now. Great weather for walking. I very much enjoyed doing that this weekend, and chances are this coming Saturday we'll do the same thing. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon.